All right, so let's watch this video of the charts here. I kind of want to go over proof elements um, to make this work. So it's about support and resistance. That's what this video is. Now, we're creating a resistance line coming all the way down through here. You see how it's picking up just the highest highs. It's cutting the tops off some, which, because you're not going to make it from there, you might be able to take it all the way up there and scoop, but then you're not going to catch some anyway. So we're coming down. We've got the overall impression of a downtrend. Yay! But now what we've got here is if we take our lowest low and we move it, and we move this line all the way up to our next lowest low, which should be higher. That's one indication of an uptrend. Now, the next thing we're waiting for is, because it's here, it's got a higher low, then it breaks over this line here. So once it breaks over this line and gets up here, we kind of have a confirmation. Now, it's got to stay in this area. It's got to stay kind of above this line, but not really. The main part is that it stays in this uptrend. So if it comes up here and then bounces back down there, but then comes up and continues pushing resistance, then we're okay. But if it's only very little bubbles, it may end up falling back down. So that's one of the things we need to consider. But this is a great way to identify the trend. So an example is this chart. It's got to go a long way to make it happen. But I wanted to show you an example of it here. So it's running down. Boom, boom, boom. We've got our lowest low. All this time it was like the historic low. And then here, it breaks over that line and starts running with the trend. Now here it dips below the trend a little bit, but that's okay. You know, sometimes that's going to happen. I don't know, that's a panic time. You got to give yourself some time here because, you know, these things play out. So then it continues going up, works every single time. And then finally it breaks it and it begins a new downward trend, right? So it totally broke this. Now here, this is where you're testing your limits, but you know, we probably would have taken our profit here if we're not being greedy. We would have been good. And then, yeah, we might miss some of this, but if we just take 50% profit here and then ride it up as high as it'll go, or we take a loss waiting for another upswing, right? So we take our 50%, it goes down, whatever. We just grabbed another extra, whatever that is, probably 10, 15% on top of our original winnings. So this plays out time and time again. This one here, it's a little bit ready to break out. Now, even if I grab this puppy and drop it down like that, we're still running the same type of line. It actually has broken out if we do that. So let's just put it back there, because it's about the highest high. Now we're still on an uptrend, so I think this might be a good one to ride. So yeah, we're going to pick that trade up. But this goes like, and notice how I'm not panicking, like, oh, I've got to go grab this. I mean, the signs are pretty good here that this is going to go up. So even if we go down a little bit and it's broken out, it's not really a lot to give me, you know, any trust here that this is actually going. So I'll wait for it to go up a little bit and then come back down, and then I can move the uptrend a little bit, and then we'll have an idea of where it goes. But even here, fun. This one's getting ready to do what I call a breakout, what everyone calls a breakout. Let's check it out here. This one, it's got a little bit of time. We're gonna watch that because that's a pretty steep transition right there. Like it's weird. But here's another one. So let's check out the masterpiece here is Tron. Let's run that back a little bit. So this one comes all the way down. It did, in fact, where was it that I called it? I called this breakout here. This was going in. I called a breakout. Now we're still in an uptrend. See how it's like the line itself has now shifted into an uptrend. And yeah, the lows are getting higher. Now, the thing is we're starting to level off here. So this is where we could find a new top and start plummeting back down. Or we could continue to start seeing some buying volume because it's at a crazy price and people know that they could spike this and make a ton of money off it and then just dump it right back down to where it was. But then it'll continue its uptrend if that happens. And the highs are getting lower, so that concerns me a little bit. But that's every single time this will break out, you'll at least see a little bit of a run. I mean, you can't guarantee these things because, you know, they're just indicators and you can't guarantee any of it. But that's what I'm talking about right there. Chart reading 101, support and resistance. Later.